Hi, everyone. I want to start by saying that this episode was really hard to edit with the current state of our city and that it was recorded before all hell broke loose. So I apologize if it's not perfect, but Los Angeles is on fire, and the last couple of days have been completely devastating, and there are currently thousands of people that have lost everything. Tori and I and the Boys Eye team are heartbroken by the ongoing fires and the destruction that they have caused. And, we're so fucking lucky to call this city our home. So our hearts go out to everyone that's been affected by these fires. We also want to say that we extend our sincerest gratitude to the first responders who have been working around the clock to save lives. You guys are all fucking heroes. As a brand built on community, please remember to look out for each other during these times and hug your loved ones, count your blessings, and most importantly, please stay safe. We love you guys.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.
Hey guys.
Hey,
what's
Happy
up?
New
Hello.
Year.
How was your New Year?
Whose?
Boots?
No, whose?
Oh.
But it was Boots.
But either of yours.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's start with Leah.
My family was in town. It was great seeing them. I did nothing really for New Year's. I just spent the night in with my family. We played a lot of Quiplash.
Fun.
anyone cry?
Yeah, we did fight.
No.
The house that we stayed in, the Airbnb lady was fucking nuts. Sorry, I don't think she'd ever see this, but she was like actually crazy to my mom and sent my mom like 15 messages overnight freaking out that my dogs were coming, even though like she said okay to the dogs coming and that they weren't allowed to touch any of the rugs or the furniture, and like that her couches were $15,000, and my sister ended up spilling wine on the couch.
Kara's more dangerous than the dog.
No, I know. My dogs were fine. So she spilled wine on the couch, and I was like, Kara, clean it up. And she was like, it's fine, but like got a paper towel and was just like, it's not even bad, and like didn't clean
Was
it.
it like red wine?
No, it was white wine,
Okay,
but they're
so-
velvet vintage
Yeah.
couches.
Shocker, Kara didn't clean it.
So I was like, clean it up. And she's like, it's fine. Like, stop. You're such a bitch. And I'm like, I'm telling you to clean up the couches because mom's gonna have to pay for $15,000 fucking dollars for these couches, because the lady specifically said you will not pay for a cleaning fee. You will have to pay to replace my couches.
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, you're such a fucking brat. And then she went upstairs crying.
Sisters, man.
So where did we get at with that? Was it cleaned?
I cleaned it.
Okay, with like...
I only just got like a paper towel and I was just dabbing it, and then I got a white cloth and I was dabbing it because I didn't want to put anything on they were like blue velvet vintage couches, and so like I didn't want to like fuck it up, but I didn't want to put anything on it, so it ended up coming out. But I was like, if these stain, like I didn't want my mom to have to pay for that.
Airbnb-ing a house, you shouldn't put like super expensive furniture that you care so much about in the house.
But the thing is, it's her house, she lives there. She rents it out for like a couple months out of the year during the holidays because she goes on vacation. So it's like her home.
It still sounds like a personal problem. Like you shouldn't be having, if you're renting out your house, accidents happen. Like what if you had like a baby or kids over and like they end up, toddlers are running around. People are more make more mistakes than fucking animals do.
She has grandchildren. There was like toys and stuff everywhere. She must have like young grandchildren. But yeah, she was like really stressed out. Sent my mom like, I don't know. It was just a stressful trip the whole time because we were like scared to like, yeah. So it was just kind of it was good though. Once we were there, we were just all really stressed about everything the whole time. But like it was nice spending time with family. Sorry, I didn't mean to like go on a ramble about that. It was just stressful. How was yours?
Mine was cute. It was good. Just like went out, did the normal thing.
Yeah.
Had a whole night, got home at 8.
8 a.m.?
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you stay there once tenants even closes?
Yeah, for like till like 3, and then I just like see who's giving out the Addy. Like where are we going?
Oh yeah. Where's the after party?
Where are we going? Yeah.
How was yours, Tori?
I put myself into a food coma. Like actually, I ate so much fucking food. We went to this place called River, RVR.
I want to go.
Oh yeah, I had friends that just went.
And it's Jelena. It's like the owner's ex-husband's place now. Rivers.
Okay. It's right around here, right?
Yeah.
So and Abbott Kinney.
For those who don't know, Jelena is this restaurant that's farm to table, and it was one of the first restaurants in Los Angeles that was farm to table. But I was I'm so obsessed with this restaurant. We've been back like so many fucking times. It's kind of crazy.
Is it hard to get a res?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ate there immediately after the couple we're with. They're like, let's also get pizza. So I was like, Okay. We get a whole pizza pie, hang out at their house for a little bit. We all eat the fucking pizza after I just had Japanese food. And then I get home and Michael and I are in bed and we put on a movie and he's like, I just ordered chili cheese fries and vanilla milkshakes. And I was like, my stomach hurts.
You guys and the chili cheese fries, I need to try them.
They're so
You've gotten them like at least 4 times since I was in the last like 3 weeks.
I can't with like a fry with like shit all over it.
Oh, I like that. I like a loaded fry.
Mushy.
You don't like the animal fries?
No, you eat it with your fork.
Yeah, but it's like mush.
It does get mushy.
It's such a comfort food. Maybe it's an East Coast thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Just looking at it, I'd be like, my stomach.
It does look like duty.
We're talking about it and I'm starving. It sounds amazing.
My mouth is like just salivating thinking about it.
So hungry.
But the milkshakes, the dairy lately, my stomach just cannot handle.
Yeah, if I had a milkshake, I'd be like out for the count.
Oh my God. By 11:30 in bed sleeping.
So you didn't even stay up till midnight?
No, but I woke up like so fresh.
Yeah. We stayed up until midnight and I said, kiss. And then I went to bed.
Watch the ball drop or something?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I watched the new like Netflix special that Hannah Berner's in, the roast of 2024. It was fucking terrible.
I heard that it was like really too harsh.
Hannah's, I feel like Hannah, her part was edited. Like it was cut like it was a TikTok. Like it was joke. And it's not like that in stand-up comedy. I feel like it's more like.
It was like build up.
It's supposed to be like a monologue.
And you hear people laughing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it, I don't know. It was just weird. It wasn't that good. I wouldn't recommend watching it. But she's funny. It just, that's the only reason I watched it was because of her.
Yeah, I do think she's
like
funny.
her.
Her other Netflix specials, We Ride at Dawn.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It's really good.
Damn.
Speaking of, do you guys see that Paige and Craig broke up?
I'm devastated.
I did see that. I was going to send it to you, but I figured you already know.
No, like it actually hurt my heart. Like that was like.
I'm still hurting over
yeah,
it.
same.
Like I'm still in pain over this breakup.
For those who don't know, Paige is on Summer House and Craig is on Southern Charm, which are both Bravo TV shows, and they were dating for 4 years. Everyone thought that they were going to get married, and they broke up.
They even thought that. They like had like a frozen egg sperm situation.
Yeah.
They really, which means maybe it's not for now, but maybe not forever.
Marriage isn't even like that important to her, but like it's very important to Craig, and he's always like wanted a kid.
Well, I think it's because he's older. Like he's getting to the point where he's like, I'm ready to settle down, and she's at the point where she's like, I think her career right now is
important.
Yeah, it's really important to her.
That's okay. I just feel like at 4 years in, like you would think that they would either like come to a compromise or like, I don't know. I just don't know what happened. No one knows what happened, but
I'm sure you'll figure out something like soon. They'll probably talk about it.
I have been watching, I'll jump in like the taddest bit to BBC just around this because I've had so many shows to catch up with and this like pertains to this. But I was watching Southern Charm and honestly love the show. But
are you all caught up? Like, did you see the last episode with Craig and Austin at his house?
Yes, very awkward. Yeah. Very awkward. But I am watching it and I see and I love these characters on it, like Madison and whatnot.
I love Madison.
Love her so much, but it's like pre-Paige walking into these scenarios. I don't know if it's Bravo, which it probably is, sets all these cast members up for Craig to slip up, it seems like. Like, they even preface their narrative in their, what's it called when you're solo doing like a interview, I guess?
Oh, the confessional?
Yeah, in the confessional, like they talk about Craig being like, oh, and this girl that used to DM him is now on the show, the model girl.
Yeah.
And like, I just feel like they like kind of try and segue for Paige and Craig to break up through this season. And I think I have to see the first season.
It's crazy.
Understand what's going on.
Craig is, when they do talk about Craig changing, like he did fully, but
Yeah,
it's
but
in
I
a
think it's
great
for the
way.
better.
I totally agree. He's like living an adult life now. He's making a fuckload of money. He's like doing what he loved. Everyone used to shit on him for sewing.
He wants to wife someone up. He wants to like literally get married, have babies, have a fulfilling, wholesome life. And I feel like everyone else around him, especially Austin, especially what's the older dude? Shep. Like Shep, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, they're Peter Pans.
Yeah, they're going to be perpetually stuck like that until they pass away.
I know. I totally agree.
Anyways, should we jump into story time?
Yeah.
If you guys have a story you'd like to submit on the Boys Lie podcast, please submit via boyslieofficial.com. And if your story gets chosen to be on the podcast, you win a free sweatsuit. Should I go first?
You go first, yeah.
I've been through a lot of shitty situations with men, but this one in particular is the icing on the cake. I met this boy from Facebook. He started liking a bunch of my pictures and ultimately ended up messaging me. He was so straightforward and sweet and seemed very interested in getting to know me. It was one of those comfortable right away conversations. We FaceTimed the next day after long messages between each other. Then started FaceTiming regularly. I'm talking 8 to 14 hours a day.
They clearly don't have jobs.
I don't even think I'm awake 14 hours a day.
Not casual quick FaceTimes. He somehow convinces me to buy him a plane ticket to come and see me and meet me in person.
Buy him?
He convinces me to buy him. Yes, that's correct.
Period.
A plane ticket to come and see me and meet in person. If I had to pay to get someone to see them to get here.
I'm not flying a man to come see me.
It's not my style.
No.
But like, I feel you.
I don't think I do feel her, actually.
Well, the only time I could see it working is like if you're fully in love, been together for years, he's in between jobs and doesn't have a lot of money, and you're just trying to help him out, which honestly shouldn't happen.
And why does he have to convince you to buy a plane ticket?
Right. Maybe she's rich. Maybe he's
using her.
Poor.
Oh. Well, clearly he couldn't. I don't know. Clearly he couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Anyways, he knows a bunch of my friends, and a lot of people were very supportive, telling me how great and nice he was and how good we looked together, etc. Basically felt like we were dating by the end of the trip. We make plans to meet up in Florida for a festival about 3 weeks or so after this. FaceTiming regularly continues at first. Then slowly it starts to decline. I ask him if he's still interested and if he still wants to come to Florida, and he basically says yes, but also I just don't want to rush into anything and that he wants to take it slow. But meanwhile, he's also saying that he wants to move to Chicago with me and that he's so into me, so it's confusing as F. So we get to Florida. I travel down with a friend. He's supposed to be staying with me on the first night we get there, but makes up some excuse that he didn't realize that he was sharing a hotel.
Okay.
So she bought him a plane ticket and he doesn't even want to share a hotel room with her?
I guess.
Where's he planning to stay if he can't even afford a plane ticket?
He ends up meeting me at the venue, and I spent the whole pre-party show vending his merch for him. He is putting you to work. You have to pay for his plane ticket, his hotel room, and now you're selling his fucking merchandise?
You're like his little puppy.
What are they doing there?
They're a festival.
Oh.
A music festival.
Yeah.
That she's paying for everything for.
And then in all caps and in parentheses, she goes, didn't share any of the profit with me either after he said he would.
So you just worked for free. You're losing money at this point. You're losing your time and money.
I hope the dick is good at least.
Oh my God. Ultimately, he made me feel guilty, like this was his spending money for the festival. Okay, fine. So the next day he tells me the story about how some girl is blackmailing him for the money because he sent her a dick picture or video, and I freaked out, of course, confused, and basically don't feel badly for him at all and tell him I'm not giving him a penny. He reassures me that this was from months ago. I don't want the weekend to be ruined, so I just forget it and try to enjoy the festival. Not even an hour after being there, he says he'll be right back and goes to say hi to a friend. After about an hour, he still doesn't come back, and there's barely any cell service, and I'm debating to go find my own friends at this point.
Yeah, you should.
You should have. I finally get a hold of him, and he tells me where to meet up. He's hanging with a couple different people, and specifically a very pretty girl, in all caps, and in parentheses she goes, she's important. The rest of the festival, I'm following them around, and he's walking next to her, taking pictures with her and acting like they're a couple. See, for me, I would have...
He just used you to fly him out there.
And then sell his merch for him.
Yeah, and then he didn't want to stay in the hotel room with you because he was trying to meet up with this girl.
Oh my God. This is making me mad.
Eventually, I ditch him, and I go take a second by myself. He calls me multiple times and says...
It's comical, though. It's comical.
Yeah, he calls me multiple times, and I say, go hang out with blank. You seem more interested in her. Then he continues to call me, and eventually I walk over to see him. He kisses me in front of her and reassures me that he's into me. We spend the night together after the festival, and all seems okay, except for when he wouldn't have sex with me, and he didn't even try.
Okay, wow.
The next day he hangs out more with my friends, and we don't see her much at all. Then we leave the festival early and go to bed. Another night he doesn't try or seem interested in doing anything. The next day we go to my friend's Airbnb to hang out since we to check out of the hotel. We go swimming and everything seems great, but he's glued to his phone. At first he tells me that he's trying to figure out plans for later and make sure he can still stay where he's supposed to. Then I peep, in all caps, her name on his phone. I get upset and say, why are you even here? Just go be with her. And I walk away and go hide in the movie theater of this house for a long time. I come downstairs and this motherfucker is still there. He tries to get me to talk and I'm completely uninterested. Mind you, let's refresh that I paid for his flight, the first trip, and all of our food and hotel for this trip, important for later. Anyways, he apologizes and I ask him if he's lying about this girl and where he's staying. He reassures me that he would never lie to me and that he hates lying and that he really, really likes me and is falling in love with me and wants to be able to move together when his lease is up. Finally, he says he can go to his friend, quote unquote, Ryan's hotel, and they got it all figured out. He begs for money for an Uber.
Oh my God. I like don't even know what I would do. Like I don't.
Bro, I would be like, go take your broke
No,
ass
of course,
home.
but I would be like, pay me back now. Pay me back for everything I paid for. Like, fuck you. I never want to speak to you again.
Use the fucking concert money that I fucking earned for you. How about that?
She took this too far.
At this point, I did believe him and think that he was being truthful.
What?
Girl.
Maybe this girl was obsessed with him. He leaves and my friend comes up to me and says we need to talk. He tells me that the dick picture situation wasn't months ago, but happened the night that he ditched me and didn't want me to stay in his hotel. So he was sexting a random girl who ended up being fake. My friend basically tells me to be careful and that he doesn't know him anymore. I sent him a long message basically telling him to fuck off and never speak to me again. He calls me so many times and texts me a bunch until I answer. See, like, this is the problem. I would never answer. Because the second you give someone your time, they realize you're still available to them.
I would block him on everything besides Venmo and then Venmo request him.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
He wouldn't even fulfill it.
He apologized for lying and said that his feelings got more serious over the weekend and that nobody is like me, blah, blah, blah. We hang up and I just don't have a good feeling still. You don't have a good feeling?
I mean, you should have quit days ago, girl.
Is she serious? No, like, is she serious?
You would never get me to the point of like working a concession stand selling merch for someone.
I mean, she's down fucking bad.
I think since you've read the story, she said I didn't have a good feeling at least 4 times already.
But she continues.
I go to the Instagram of this other girl who likes and comments on all of his posts and socials and check her story. She's wearing one of his merch shirts that I did not sell to her, in all caps, because I remember working his merch table. And next story is a picture of a girl and that other girl that he was texting. So now I go crazy mode and message the girl from the Instagram story, and she does not hesitate at all and lays everything out that he's been talking to her for months and basically brought this girl to her hotel in hopes for who knows what. And I paid for the Uber for him to go fuck and hang out with other girls. I end things with him and basically rip him apart and make him feel terrible. Well, finally, Jesus. We don't speak for a while. What do you mean a while? Months later, he reaches out of nowhere and wants to talk. I had a feeling my friend booked him for a show in Chicago.
Who is this guy?
He must be. I mean, he has merch, so he's.
Is he a DJ?
I don't know.
Who cares? If he's a DJ, he should be making money.
No, I'm wondering how the fuck is this guy just getting all these girls who's a broke weirdo who sells merch? Like, he must be a DJ or something that's
someone of something.
A struggling artist.
I had a feeling my friend booked him for a show in Chicago, so I call him and he's like, I didn't book him, but he wants to come. So I text him that if he wants me to call him back, then he can pay me back every penny I wasted on him. I make my own expense report and send it to him. He pays me within minutes, she says.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Good.
And say, you're only wanting to talk to me because you're coming here, huh? Haven't heard a fucking peep since. He apologizes a ton and wants us to be quote unquote cool when he's there. To end it, I basically didn't acknowledge his existence there and had a great time with my friends. And he tried reaching out not too long after he left, but I sent paragraphs of how awful of a person he was. And then he blocked me on everything. Anyways, good riddance a year and a half later. I'm in a healthy relationship with the best guy I've ever met in my life. I feel badly and I still struggle with feeling quote unquote safe because of how much this last guy lied to me and right to my face and basically bamboozled me. I mean, who FaceTimes someone every day for weeks for 8 to 14 hours a day and still has time to message not one but other and multiple other girls, all while making it seem like we had a future, but in the end I want and found my own love. Screw any boy who lies. Look,
can we go back to the FaceTime?
Yeah,
the FaceTiming thing is like,
do you not have a life?
Well, I mean, clearly he doesn't have a job.
Well,
how does she FaceTime for 8 hours a day?
Well, she's a hard worker, allegedly.
Well, she's
She's
making her
working the
coin.
merch stand.
Yeah, I mean that's just that whole story is so fucking crazy.
I think if a guy's weird about staying in the hotel room with you, let alone like not even pursuing to fuck you, like men are so fucking horny.
That was another question I didn't want to interrupt you while you're reading, but I was like thinking, I'm like, okay, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I'm like in like a newish relationship and I'm staying with the person that I really like and who really likes me, who I've been FaceTiming with for 8 hours a day, long distance, and they didn't want to have sex with me. I feel like that's a red flag.
Yeah, like when you're long distance with anyone, the second you see each other, it's like you're like
for sure
you're like humping like rabbits.
Yeah.
Unless you've had a conversation prior where you've both established your boundaries or had a conversation in person. If you're like, but don't want to move too fast, but like that to me is like a huge red flag.
It feels like you were infatuated with the idea of like having this happily ever after with someone and like being able to have this person live with you and be like a partner to you. But really, a partnership is a two-way street, and this is like very one-way.
Maybe he was like super hot.
That's okay. I was just about to say, I need more details on who this person is. This is so ridiculous. Is he a DJ? Is he like a model?
He's
like
a loser. That's what he
is. He sells merch. Like
loser.
Yeah. Like,
Major.
how is he getting these 3 pretty girls while he's I don't know, stealing money from you?
I need to see a picture of this man.
I'm so happy you're in a new relationship. Don't ever let anybody treat you like that again, please. That was hard to listen to.
Please don't overly sacrifice yourself either or your time for someone else.
Hopefully she's like so embarrassed by that.
I'm sure she is. We've all had embarrassing relationships, but
you know,
you need better friends also who are like, what the fuck are you doing, sister? Break up with him. Anyways, I'm so sorry. I'm happy you're happy. That's all that matters.
Happy. That's the most important thing.
yeah, me too.
Should I go next?
Sure.
The story starts, boys sure do lie. This one is a long one. I thought it was the happiest day of my life. It's February, the month of love, and my soulmate Brian just proposed to me. I rushed to tell my family and friends and post on our Instagrams. Signed, sealed, tagged with your Instagram handle and delivered. Okay.
That's funny, actually.
I later find out only our family and friends can see the post. And she says, this is relevant, I promise. I met Brian in April. We are both nurses and decided to take the risk and meet as we are already working in the hospital and exposed to COVID. Reflecting back, and of course, hindsight is 2020, I was love bombed. Brian made me feel special. He seemed emotionally available, kind, and honest. Within a few weeks, we were spending all of our time together. He would bring me coffee in the morning after finishing his night shift, and his days off we would spend coming up with date nights like Live Music Friday. Things were moving fast. I felt so certain about him. I invited him to my sister's backyard wedding. My family started to get to know him, and I got to know his family as well. Brian started to pick up extra shifts and travel assignments to save for a big purchase. And of course, as any woman in love, nothing could sound more exciting, and so I believed. Over the following months, he got to know my aunt and uncle, cousins, and their kids. He became particularly... Can't speak today. He became particularly close with my brother-in-law. They texted nearly every day.
Huh.
Summer, he started a new job, and there were lots of orientations and work dinners.
And he's a nurse. Not that means you're gay. Sorry. Not that means you're gay. Sorry.
Gay.
It's coming.
The radar's ticking.
But like, see, like if I were her, I'd be like, oh, he's saving up for a big purchase. He got a new job. He's texting my brother-in-law. Like maybe he's gonna propose to me. Like that's what I would think.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah, maybe.
But I also have the worst gaydar. I mean, my ex was gay and he was cheating on his men. So like, don't listen to anything I say.
We'll see what happens. Where this goes. Yeah.
So summer, he started a new job, and there were lots of orientations and work dinners, but everything always checked out.
He's cheating. Orientations.
Sexual orientations. That's for sure.
Orientate you to this dick.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, sorry.
Okay,
you're never going to get through it.
Sorry, you got this. You got this.
Okay. All right. Simultaneously, he started reaching out to my sister and best friends, asking what kind of ring I would like and how he should propose.
Okay.
In the fall, Brian's family had 2 losses. 2 people passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian.
Yeah.
I was happy to be his support system, as was my immediate and extended family, and we all loved him. I don't believe in fairy tales, and truthfully, we had our issues like any other relationship, but they mostly had to do with with unusual amounts of nights spent taking care of his grandpa and the secrecy around his phone. But there was always an excuse like, you're going to ruin the big surprise. And of course, referring to our future engagement. So like, if he's being secretive, he's like,
an excuse to basically be,
but we know
who knows, probably cheat.
On Grindr.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Over the late fall and early winter, things were better than ever. We spent Hanukkah with my family, Christmas and Thanksgiving with his, and countless weekends in Connecticut with my sister and brother-in-law. Finally, January the following year, when we were visiting my parents in Florida, he asked my parents for their permission to marry me. I remember it clearly because he went on a walk with my mom without their dog, which didn't make sense to me, but I was gleaming. I decided to surprise Brian with a trip to Ireland to see his favorite band, the Lumineers. I love to travel, and I was hoping I could spark the same joy for him. We were both excited for the trip, and of course I was hopeful that this might be it, and I might get engaged to the love of my life. Not 4 hours after landing in Dublin, Brian proposed to me, and I was the happiest girl in the world.
Aww.
I thought it was the best day of my life.
I had to travel all the way to Ireland to see the Lumineers. Like,
I know.
They're not in the US.
They're so good. They sing like Ophelia.
Oh,
and
they
like
are really
the song
good.
like Flowers in Your Hair. Fast forward 2 weeks in the future. My fiance has left for a friend's bachelor party in Nashville, Tennessee. I was excited to have the whole weekend to surf the web for wedding gowns, venues, and cakes uninterrupted. He returns from the trip and we finally get to go out and celebrate with my friends. March 12th, some of my best friends got together and took Brian and I out for an engagement celebration. But little did I know that this would be the last good feeling that I would have for a while.
Oh.
My friend takes a picture, posts it to Instagram congratulating us as any friend would. We get to dinner and he's in and out of the bathroom, but I think nothing of it.
I'm so nosy that I'd be like, is everything okay? Like, do we have to cancel? Should we like switch this up?
Yeah, but up until now, it doesn't sound like she has
There were many
anything
flags,
that should make her feel weird at all. Like, she probably thought, oh, he's being secretive with his phone because he was proposing to me. I mean,
yeah, but like, how many secret texts are there all the time? Like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Okay. So her friend took the picture. He was in and out of the bathroom. Blah blah blah. But the next day, my best friend tells me that she needs to talk to me.
Oh.
She had just had a baby, and I immediately went to what I thought was the worst case scenario. Was she struggling with postpartum depression? Okay, she's so sweet and innocent, this woman.
Yeah, that would have been a better. Yeah.
The worst case scenario, are you struggling from postpartum? Okay. She gets to my house the following day, and as she comes up the stairs, she's in tears. She reaches the top of the stairs, and she says, Brian's cheating on you.
That's a good fucking best friend, by the way. That's a great best friend, and that's what you should do as best friends anytime.
100%. The second you find out, say something. My friend tells me that as soon as the photo was posted to Instagram, she got a message from her friend that Brian was sleeping with his friend. I am in complete disbelief. I can't imagine how this could even be true. My logical mind thinks, why would someone bother proposing if they want to be with someone else? I mean, good point. But everything quickly unraveled. The bachelor party I thought he went to in Nashville the weekend after asking my parents for permission to marry me was a weekend away with one of his many girlfriends.
Oh, so he's not gay.
Brian did what he did best, gaslighted the shit out of me. And then in quotes, she says, you're really grasping at straws here. When there was so much evidence it couldn't be snubbed, he states, it was only 3 months. I was trying to keep up with the double life, and then I cut it off after Nashville.
No fucking way. So he went to Nashville.
And then he says to her, 2 years gone. You feel nothing after the 2 years we spent. I really want this to work. We can still come back from this. And this was the last of the lies that I believed. From there, it became a tornado that couldn't be stopped. I spoke to one ex who would lead me to the next, and so on and so forth. Countless women that he was seeing throughout the 2 years that we spent together. Lies after lies after lies. Lies to his mother, his cousin, his best friend that didn't even know he proposed to me. And to think it couldn't get worse from here. Brian kept detailed notes to keep all of his lies straight in his notes app, detailing all the information with the women he was dating to keep his lies straight, including his plans to propose to another woman.
Oh my God.
I then found out he was impersonating me to young women using Google numbers. He sent photos of my face while sexting as me, using photos of other women's bodies who also happened to be brunettes wearing strap-ons. Wait.
What?
Wait, so is he?
Hold on.
Hold on. I think you need to repeat that.
Bye.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're getting to so many different spectrums
so many
here.
different characters of Brian.
Okay, wait, let me just reread this part.
Okay,
I then
start over.
found out he was impersonating me to young women using Google numbers, which you said is
It's like a fake phone number app.
He sent photos of my face while sexting as me using photos of other women's bodies who also happened to be brunettes wearing strap-on, something that they shouldn't be ashamed of, but I don't happen to be into. I love her.
But who is he sending those photos to?
I don't know. He had many. Wait, I'm
I
so
don't
confused.
get
He
it.
had many other
Not
girls.
many straight women wear strap-ons. Like,
No, but you know, there could be some straight men who want to be fondled like that.
Who want to be pegged?
Yeah, it's totally a thing.
straight men wanting to be pegged.
Yeah, somewhere.
Maybe. I just can't. I guess I've never been with a man who's asked me to do that. Even my gay ex never wanted to be pegged. So, like, I don't know.
Well, one of my best friends in college was dating a guy, and she pegged him like every time they would hook up.
What about her? Did he, like,
Yeah,
fuck her?
he'd fuck her too,
Okay.
but that was just like their thing.
She probably had strong hips.
Maybe she does have strong hips.
Because you gotta be
We're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
I see her all the time.
Yeah, you
But
have
yeah,
to
her
ask
ex-boyfriend,
her.
she would fuck him with
That's kind of like baller of her. Like,
Yeah, he liked to be dominated.
Okay. He had many other girlfriends, one who he had been on and off with since high school. I learned that she was his soon-to-be second fiance. She was under the impression that he was living at home to save money for a down payment, but they were picking out a ring together. She believed she had been talking to Brian's mom throughout the years when, in fact, he made a Google number for her as well. The same time he was texting me, I don't want to lose you. I don't even want to go on a date with anyone else. He was partying up in Maine at her family's house. He told women his dad, grandpa, and younger cousin who struggles with addiction died as an excuse for not being able to see some girls for long periods of time. He told others that his innocent mother was in the hospital sick with cancer. And then she should put in parentheses, she is in remission and was only getting an MRI. Sadly, there are not enough words in Microsoft to divulge all of his lies. He is now engaged to one of the Note app girls. And for the moral of the story, boys lie.
Someone needs to reach out to that Note app girl. But also,
I'm still confused about the catfishing, like with photos of her, and like what was the point of that? And who
This
were
guy's
those
a
for?
full-on like fucking crazy
Freak,
person.
yeah.
Like,
he's sociopathic, schizophrenic,
but
fucking
it
nuthead.
reminds me of my ex who okay, so I've told the story millions of times. I'm not going to tell the whole story again, but my ex was gay. I found out he was cheating on me with men from Craigslist. When I did end up catching him and I was like looking at the point where I saw it, I looked through like as much as I could because I was just like full, like, what the fuck? He would send pictures of his ex-girlfriend giving him head. It was like of the top of her head, but she had short, like dark hair and she was wearing a backwards hat. I don't know why, but in the picture she was giving head. It like almost looked like a guy, like it could be a guy, but he would like send pictures of her doing that. And so like it kind of reminded me of the fact that like this guy was using her face but other women's bodies like to send to who fucking knows who. But like these people have like, I think like sexual, like they're twisted obviously, and maybe they had some like weird experience growing up, or they're just like,
see, to me that's
a
more
nympho. I don't know.
I don't think that's like, I think that's, for me, that's like borderline sex addict.
Yeah, that's what a nympho is.
That gets like high off
An
of having
nymphomaniac.
these certain types of relationships.
And all kinds. And like, but the fact that he was juggling all these women and then keeping a notes folder in his notes app to make sure he didn't get his like lies crossed. Like that's some like serial killer
that's
shit.
Some
like
evil,
that's some
Jeffrey
plans
Dahmer
out.
fucking nutty. Not even.
And he's
like,
a
what else
nurse.
is he
like
capable of? Oh, and he's a nurse.
And then at the same time making up all of these crazy fucking lies, like manipulating her family.
What I don't
like,
understand too is like, how are the
It's a lot to keep up
family?
with.
How did she meet like the families and have this crossover?
what families?
Like she met his parents and stuff, right? In
I
the
don't
story,
know.
that's kind of what she came across as. But
I
the
don't think
other
so.
girl,
she never. I don't think she met.
hers.
He met her entire family and her cousins.
So the
and
part
stuff.
that confuses me is like, if I'm gonna get in a relationship with someone, even if like members of their family pass away or whatever, like I'd be at that funeral just to be like the supportive girlfriend, or like I would be like it's crazy to me because clearly this guy's a professional liar. This has nothing to do with you, but like how far he could extend the reach of his lies without you being curious.
Yeah,
Is wild.
Well, and she spent time with his family too. Like she said, Christmas and Thanksgiving with his family.
But was it actually his family?
I don't know.
Who knows?
My question is like, what is like
Hired a fake family.
what is the end goal for this guy? Like, let's say he went through with it, got married to her. What the fuck was he going to do with the other girl he was proposing to? Like, why is he sexting people with Google numbers and like photoshopping her face onto a different woman's body, pegging somebody? Like, what is his goal?
Do you think he would have
I don't
even
know.
made it to the finish line, or do you think he would be like runaway bride?
I don't know.
groomsman?
He
That's
probably
why
just,
I'm
he probably
curious.
just keeps running away and keeps
He's-
doing it and doing it and doing
He's
it.
Yeah, like, I
keeping up
think
with
he's like
so
a
many
runner.
things.
Yeah, and
like,
I think he gets a kick out of it.
maybe he's trying to
and
steal
for whatever
money. I
reason.
don't-
I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to know. I think he's just a freak.
maybe he does get high on not only like having all these relationships with women, but like manipulation and like getting away with like manipulating a family into like believing him.
He'd be the kind of guy I'd want to reach out to and have a Zoom call on this podcast and be like, what
what is
was
your goal?
your-
Like what
No.
did you? Why do you do this?
what's
like,
your purpose?
what
there
were
really
you
might not
gonna
be
do when
one.
you guys
But
got
that's what
married?
I think it's an addictive high. I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything other than he clearly gets high off of it, and he gets to like
He just enjoys
sleep with a
it
bunch of
somehow.
people and like.
But then, like, it's so crazy. He's also spending so much money buying another fucking ring.
I don't know.
They're probably moissanite.
Probably multiple rings he has from doing this before too. Just like
they're probably fake.
It's probably like CB, like what is it, or Z? What is it?
Moissanite.
I don't know.
Isn't it called moissanite?
I thought it was called cubic zirconium.
I think it's the same.
I don't know what moissanite is, but I know cubic zirconium's that stuff that you get at Claire's.
What's the difference between moissanite and cubic zirconium?
I don't know what anything of that is.
Moissanite is composed of silicon carbide, a mix of silicone and carbon, while cubic zirconia is composed of zirconium dioxide. Moissanite has a greater hardness,
This means
more
nothing to
fire, and slightly more color variation.
Moissanite's more
whereas
real
cubic
than
zirconia is colorless, has less fire, and has a somewhat lower hardness score.
So it's cheap.
Yeah, cubic zirconium's like the shit that you get from like Amazon.
Yeah, moissanite though I thought was like the same, but I don't fucking know.
It sounds like it's like a little bit more sturdy, but I'm not a mineral expert. I thought the
No,
hardest
me
mineral
either.
was salt.
I said
on the
calcium.
last
I said
episode,
rock.
so. Rock.
Okay.
Well, that's fucking crazy. I need to see a picture of this guy. I need to know what he's doing now.
I'm also so sorry for you. You did not deserve that by any means.
And you're super smart, and that was so well written, and it seems like you have a really good head on your shoulders, and like you deserve the world.
You also changed my whole mood. Thank you.
Okay.
So thank
you. Okay. Last one. It's long, so
this is written in by a guy, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Boys Lie. I am from Missouri and could not wait to share this story. Okay. Hey, Missouri. Love the podcast. It's truly brought me so much joy every episode I watch or listen to. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Thought I would share this story with y'all and hope you read it because it's crazy. Okay. For some background, I was 18 years old. I'm gay, and I just got over a rough situationship. This also all happened during my senior year of high school, so buckle up. It's day one of my senior year, spring break. The sun is out. The temperature is perfect. A nice window down, music, loud drive kind of vibe.
Love.
I am back at school getting my scholarship applications done. Yep, you heard me. I spent the first part of my last high school spring break writing scholarship essays. Okay. I mean, it was not too bad, but still, I should be swimming, shopping, hanging out with friends. However, one thing did make it better, a random match with a guy on the great old app Tinder, followed by the great old text, hey. I was confused when I swiped right on the guy, but after looking at his bio, I realized it made more sense since he was the stereotypical basic white boy. While taking a break from all the boring scholarship stuff, I attempted to make small talk with him. Of course, the small talk quickly evolved into pretty decent conversations that were above the regular how's your day or what are you up to. A few days go by, and a Tinder guy, who we will call Texas, and I have plenty of conversations, ranging from our past, favorite things to do, etc. A connection began to form between the two of us. We never truly had late night talks because he always reminded me that he liked to go to bed early, usually between 8 and 9 p.m. One night, feeling kind of lonely, I texted him, not thinking about the time. He immediately responded and seemed to be okay, but distant as well. We continued to chat, but he shared that he was having a rough night. I offered to come over and bring him some chocolate or anything to make him feel better. He immediately shot the idea down and just asked to be left alone for the night. I completely understood and just waited to chat till the next day. We took a break from talking for a day until he texted saying he was sorry for the other night. I was nowhere near mad since everyone had off nights, and I went to bed shortly after we got done talking. However, he really made it a point to me that he was sorry we did not talk the previous day and that he missed me. I was kind of confused, but just brushed it off. We continued talking, and he soon mentioned that him and his neighbor had hung out a couple times. This guy was hella flirty towards him and was insinuating they should possibly hook up or date.
Wait, so this guy is saying that his neighbor should hook up with him?
Or his neighbor's insinuating to the guy who he's talking to that they should hook up.
So the neighbor wants to fuck.
The neighbor's flirting, right?
Yeah, the neighbor.
The neighbor wants to fuck Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
When he mentioned this, I was wildly confused about why he made it a point to tell me, but soon came back saying hookups were not his thing and that he did not find this guy one bit attractive. We were not dating, but we both made it clear we were not talking to other people, which led to us hanging out and going for a swim together. Okay, they hung out. It was very fun and the chemistry was amazing between the two of us. However, we sadly did not hang out after that and did not talk. Ghosted. 2 weeks of radio silence went by, and I honestly did not seem to care. I didn't know what I did or said to cause that response, but I had other things to worry about. However, I noticed he had opened my chats sent to him and decided to give it one last try. Surprisingly, he responded quickly, once again apologizing for what felt like 5 minutes for ghosting me. I accepted his apology, but asked if I did anything to cause it. He quickly shut that idea down and revealed to me that he had been in the hospital for a week and a half due to him getting shot by a random man at his house. I was completely shocked and did not know how to respond. I mean, ghosting me is one thing, but ghosting due to you being life flighted to a hospital is crazy.
I feel like if I was like talking to a guy and he's like, I got shot at by somebody in my house and got like life lifted to the hospital, it would give me the ick. Like, I mean, you got life lifted to the hospital.
Ew, I'm not turned on anymore.
Ew.
I would just be like so confused. I'd be that bitch to like call the hospital and be like, is so and so there? I'd like to like send some flowers. I'd like to like, I'm that person to like check in.
I would check too.
I would follow up.
Sounds so dramatic
And
fake.
Months go by and I was feeling lonely and hopped on the good old grinder. You're in high school. You're not even of age, but I've been there. Not finding any luck. Well, yeah, maybe he is 18. Not finding any luck, I noticed a profile and I checked it out. Yep, it was good old Texas. You know, the guy who was against hookups. We talked, and once he figured out who I was, his demeanor changed drastically. From wanting to see me to not meeting strangers because it wasn't his thing. I knew that this guy was not it anymore. Also, to add to this, he revealed he would be moving to Virginia because he did not like the weather in our area.
I'm moving to Virginia because I don't like the weather in our area.
Is this guy like a little bit older though? Because
I don't like the weather, so I'm moving.
I don't know. This guy seems weird.
Yeah.
Jump to April 2024. I was working at my job, which is retail, he says. I was not having it that day. I did not want to work, and it was supposed to be a huge day for our store due to events.
I feel you.
Feel you, girl.
Aaron feels you the most.
Me every day.
They got canceled last minute. I was on the register and noticed a familiar person walk in. Yep, once again, it was good old Texas, who was supposed to be in Virginia living his best life. We made eye contact, and he immediately left, leaving his two friends behind,
Pussy.
who I later had to check out. Awkward. Now, you think that's the end of the story, right? Well, I have one last bit of information to share. My job hired a new guy, one who is gay, but older, like 4 years older than me. We were doing our store truck one morning and talking about our love lives and whatever. I told him this story, but not saying names because I talked as if I were on a podcast. The conversation continued until he mentioned how he lived by a guy who got shot. I was too stunned to speak and very curious and eventually asked if the guy was Texas, to which he responded, yes. I did not think anything of it.
No fucking way.
Because he was older than both of us and he had made it clear he went for an older crowd. 2 weeks went by and we were talking and a coworker made a joke about Texas and my gay coworker said, and I quote, "Oh, please, I did more with him than he did." I could not believe it. He was fucking the neighbor. So this guy who got hired at his work was the neighbor who Texas was talking about originally.
Who shot him?
No,
the neighbor didn't shoot him. He just got shot.
By who?
We still don't know how he got shot.
A drive-by?
Wait, so Texas is fucking his colleague and another colleague.
No, Texas is fucking his colleague who was the neighbor
originally. The colleague was the neighbor.
Oh.
Oh.
The neighbor
what
was...
are the odds?
The neighbor was by Texas standards not his type, according to what he told me. But this made me remember all the times we had stopped talking because Texas was too tired and went to bed.
And this is the neighbor that he was like, my creepy neighbor wants to hook up with me.
Yeah. Wrong. He had hooked up with my coworker, who is the neighbor, several times while we were talking, even though he said he was against hookups. Let's just say I learned over the years that straight guys lie and lie good, but the gays will lie to the ends of the fucking earth. Hashtag blindsided and boys lie.
Do you think the gays will lie to the end of the fucking earth?
I mean, yeah. And so will the straights, though. Clearly.
The straights obviously do too.
I know.
But I think there's no compatible thing, but the lesbian situation, they get
never.
crazy.
You know.
Like imagine also being in a relationship with someone when you get your period and they get their period.
Yeah.
Ew.
Moody.
Do you think lesbians, if they're on the same cycle, fuck on their periods? Like
probably not.
Definitely.
Says they're on their periods.
Do you want to fuck on your period?
No, but like I have. It's not like I go out of my way.
Don't you get like extra horny on your period?
That's when you're like ovulating.
It's usually like right after for me, but I don't know.
Mine's like freshly after when it's like completely gone.
Yeah. Complete. Like yeah.
Well, back to the story.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm
we
sorry you went through all
writing
that.
in though.
Yeah.
I love these stories.
I love the gays. I love the gay stories.
Also, I love how you wrote this in because you seem just really proud of yourself, and I love that in general. And I think that you're clearly really smart if you're running through scholarship, working a job, whatever. And it seems like you like let time pass by without also freaking out. Like you didn't make yourself upset or overwhelmed about this person who stopped talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't really seem like to phase you that much, but the story was crazy.
Yeah.
So.
You're a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
Also, like, he was like the cool kid in the situation because, like, even Texas, when you walked into the store, like, he like ran out. He's all scared.
Yeah. Clearly, you don't really, I don't know. It sounds like you weren't really too phased, which is best case scenario.
Yeah. Did you get the scholarship?
I hope so.
I hope
so
you did.
too.
You
Tell us
deserve
how we
it.
got shot. Let us know.
Yeah.
And you'll actually get a sweatsuit. So
Yeah, you will.
That was a good one.
great one. And on that note,
Thanks for writing in.
Buckle up.
Enjoy the ride.
and remember that
Boys fly.
and girls do too. And the gays.
And the lesbians.
Boys lie. Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie, y'all.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.